Hey y'all, thanks for tuning back into Chickanic. I hope everybody's having a great week. Do not go anywhere because today we're putting another brand to the test. And I know I've got some die-hard seafoam users out there, but if you hang around and watch these results, I might just change your mind. But before we get into today's video, if you're a fan of saving time, money, and frustration while fixing your own small engine equipment while watching in-depth tutorials, you've come to the right place because that's what I do. I upload a couple times a week, and if that sounds interesting, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell, and please leave a comment. I love to read through the comments, and I'll reply to all the early commenters. Now, the creators of Ethanol Shield and Mechanic in a Bottle have already done this test and shown it on their YouTube channel, but it only got like 3,000 views, and I feel like I can do it a little bit more justice. Now, some of you might have no idea what these products are for, so let me explain a little bit. Ethanol Shield is the fuel additive stabilizer that I have been using for the last 14 years. A lot of people say it's snake oil, but I can tell you there is a difference. We would have 2,000 pieces of equipment come through our shop every year, and we put Ethanol Shield in everything we'd work on because a lot of times customers wouldn't come back to pick up their stuff for months, if not like a year, till they needed it again. And I didn't want to have to fix it again. In fact, Terrell did a video showing a bunch of different fuel stabilizers, and after a year and a half, the engine with Ethanol Shield in it still ran. Now, Ethanol Shield is a product you should use year-round because it also helps rejuvenate all the rubber components in your machine, diaphragms, primer bulbs, fuel lines, stuff like that. It eats water better than any other brand. Last year I did, and it was about 12 months ago, I did an experiment where I compared it to the Stable 360. And in that video I showed how the Ethanol Shield very quickly eliminates the water, becomes one with the water so it can burn up in the machine. These little test tubes have been sitting right here next to my toolbox for the last year. If you want to go back through my videos, you'll see them there. It still shows the water is separate from the stable. So I don't know, take it how you will. Now, the difference between the Ethanol Shield and the Mechanic in the Bottle and Seafoam is Ethanol Shield is a preventative. These ones are ones that you need to use after you've already got a little bit of issues. Something that's been sitting around for a while if you need to clean your injectors. They also say that they're fuel stabilizers and that they will eat water. Now, Seafoam says control moisture in fuels. We'll see if it really does. Now, what I can tell you is 70% of the units that would come in every spring have water in them. So if you buy a stabilizer or a Mechanic in the Bottle or Seafoam, you definitely want to make sure that it's actually going to take care of the water. Not only that, if you're putting these in to repair your injectors or inside engine problems, you surely want to make sure that it's going to help with the carbon buildup inside. So today we're putting them to the test. Which one gets rid of carbon buildup better? Which one controls the water better? And which one burns cleaner? Now, first off, does it remove carbon? To perform this test, I've got some soda, pop, Coke cans, whatever you want to call it. And it has a carbon written stamp on the bottom of each of these cans. We're going to add a little bit of these products to each can and see what it does. Now, first one, we are going to add the Seafoam to. The next one, we're going to add the Mechanic in the Bottle. The third one, some Ethanol Shield. Now I want you to notice, I can spin this around, none of that carbon writing comes off. The Mechanic in the Bottle, it already ate it off immediately the second it touched it. Ethanol Shield, ooh, look at that. It's gone. I could spin this all day long. It's never going to get rid of that carbon buildup. So, test one, Seafoam failed, but let's go farther. Now, all three of these products claim to combat water and moisture. So we're going to put one drop in each of these. Immediately almost. Yep, it's gone. The water has become one with the Mechanic in the Bottle and the Ethanol Shield. And it doesn't matter what you do. We can let this sit here for a while. You're still going to see that bubble. Let me make sure y'all can see it. Hold on, let me move these out of the way. Hopefully you can see that bubble in there. All right, wanted to get above it, so make sure to see that bubble. No water in the ethanol shield and the mechanic in the bottle. Still water in the seafoam. Well, that's test 2, and seafoam failed. But let's go a little farther. Now the burn test. Which one burns the cleanest? We have seafoam, mechanic in the bottle, and the ethanol shield. Oh, and by the way, I recommend you do not do this at home. So, first we'll do the ethanol shield. Oh, it's lit. It's burning so clean that I didn't even realize it was burning. Is that one burning too? Is it burning yet? Yes, it's burning. Okay, now let's see. All right. Which one's burning the cleanest, guys? Check out all that carbon coming off. Just wait. Just wait till it gets to the water. Woo! That's like fireworks. Okay, that burned out. But check out the ethanol shield and the mechanic in the bottle. Still burning cool and clean. I'm going to let these burn out, and then I'll show you the residue left. Now, wait till you see this. What is left behind? We have the ethanol shield, the mechanic in the bottle. What is this? This is a synthetic oil lubricant. Wow, amazing. What is in the seafoam? A puddle of water. See that little bubble? Still the water's there. And notice that none of the carbon has come off. And with the ethanol shield and the mechanic in the bottle, 0 popping, and there is absolutely no water left. So guys, proof is in the pudding. Ethanol shield and mechanic in the bottle are far superior. Now, ethanol shield I've used for like the last 14 years. Mechanic in the bottle, I didn't give it a chance for many, many years because when things would come into the shop, I don't have time to sit and wait for something, and you need to let this sit in your system for about 4 hours before you try to run it. But until this past year, I did an experiment with it with a walk-behind yard vacuum that I've had sitting in the yard for like 3 years and hadn't touched it. Put this in there and it ran perfect. It was sort of crazy. So when it comes to engine maintenance, getting the carbon out of your engine, rejuvenating your rubber components, fighting water, which is the leading cause to engine failure, I definitely recommend ethanol shield and mechanic in the bottle. So now that it's fall, a lot of you are going to start storing equipment and pulling out equipment that hasn't ran since last year. If you are going to be storing, you definitely need to put ethanol shield in your gas. Make sure it gets up into your system. If it has a primer bulb, prime it. If it is a Ryder or something like that that doesn't have a prime system, turn it on. Let that fuel get into your carburetor. That way you know this spring when you go to start it back up, it's going to run. And now is the time that you're going to start pulling out units that you haven't used in a year or two, say your chainsaw. Use mechanic in a bottle if you have any kind of starting or running problems. At least it's something to try before you take it into the repair shop. Just pour it into your gas, get it primed up into your system, let it sit for about 4 hours, and it might help, keeping you out of the repair shop and hopefully saving you some time, money, and frustration in the future. So guys, if you want ethanol shield or mechanic in the bottle, I will leave links in my description box below. And if you find yourself coming back over and over again, think about hitting that subscribe button. And if you ain't tired of me yet, check this video out right here.